She was the first wife, but not the first choice. She walked down the aisle of an ancient wedding tent with a heart pounding in fear, knowing the man waiting for her wasn't waiting for her. Her name was Leah. And her story is one of unreturned love, of quiet suffering, and of a woman caught between her father's schemes and her sister's beauty. The scriptures describe her eyes as weak, but her heart was strong. She lived in the shadow of Rachel, her younger sister, whose beauty captivated every gaze. Yet Leah's strength lay hidden in her patience, her faith, and the family she would one day raise. Was Leah cursed by circumstance or chosen by God for a greater purpose? Why did God open her womb while Rachel remained barren? How did this unloved woman become the mother of kings, priests, and even the Messiah himself? Her story is for anyone who has ever felt invisible, for anyone who has ever questioned their worth. Because if Leah teaches us anything, it's this: you may be overlooked by man, but you are never overlooked by God. Before we step into her world, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to The Bible Story in Black, and share it with someone who needs hope. Comment below. Have you ever felt like Leah, unseen but still loved by God? Your story matters, and your presence here is part of the journey we're about to take together.
Long before Jacob ever came to Haran, Leah lived quietly in the household of her father, Laban. She was the firstborn daughter, older than her sister Rachel, and though she bore the responsibilities of the household with diligence, she carried the quiet weight of being overlooked. The scriptures describe her eyes as weak, a phrase scholars debate, but perhaps it meant that she was plain in the eyes of the world, not celebrated for beauty like her younger sister Rachel, whose loveliness drew admiration wherever she went. But Leah had a strength hidden from human eyes, a patient heart, a faithful spirit, and an obedience that would one day shape the history of Israel. Her days were spent in the rhythms of a pastoral household. She tended flocks, managed the home, prepared meals, and wove the threads of daily life into order. She learned the customs and expectations of women of her time, how to care for guests, how to maintain the household, and how to navigate the complicated dynamics of her father's family. Despite her efforts, she watched as Rachel received the praise and attention that she herself never did. Visitors and merchants admired Rachel's beauty. Suitors preferred her, and even within the household, Leah felt the subtle reminders that she was not the favorite. Yet she endured, never rebelling, never speaking ill, quietly fulfilling her role. In the evenings, Leah may have sat by the doorway gazing at the stars over Haran, wondering if anyone would ever love her for herself. The hope for recognition and affection flickered within her, but she also carried a deeper, quieter hope that God saw her even when humans did not. It was in this household, in the midst of routine and quiet longing, that the course of Leah's life began to change. A stranger from Canaan would soon arrive, and everything she knew would be upended.
The day Jacob arrived in Haran was unlike any other. He had fled from his brother Esau, and his heart was heavy with fear, yet alive with hope. At a well outside the city, he first met Rachel, drawing water for her father's flocks. Her beauty was undeniable, her presence captivating, and Jacob's heart was immediately drawn to her. He rolled the stone away from the mouth of the well and watered the flock, a display of strength and determination. When Rachel approached, he kissed her and wept aloud. Love and longing surged in that moment, and the bond between them was sealed. Jacob quickly made his way to Laban's household, where he was welcomed as kin. The arrangement was made. Jacob would work 7 years for Rachel's hand in marriage. To him, the years passed as if only days, for his love for Rachel burned so brightly. And Leah? She watched from the sidelines, seeing the love between Jacob and Rachel blossom before her eyes. For 7 long years, she remained unseen, unheard, her quiet heart longing for affection that was never meant for her. Then came the wedding day. The night was thick with the glow of lamps and the rustle of veils. Joy and music filled the household, but behind the celebrations, Laban had a plan. In the dim light, he sent Leah, veiled, into Jacob's tent. Jacob, believing he lay with Rachel, only realized the deception when morning came. Shock, anger, and frustration swept through him as he confronted Laban. The elder father explained the custom. It is not our practice to give the younger daughter before the firstborn. Jacob had no choice but to accept the reality. Rachel would be his wife as well after another 7 years of service. Leah became the first wife, yet she was not the loved wife. Each day with Jacob was a reminder of what she lacked. But even in her pain, God's favor rested upon her. Her womb opened while Rachel remained barren. Leah bore Reuben, saying, "Because the Lord has seen my misery, surely my husband will love me now." Her heart yearned for love, yet Jacob's affection remained with Rachel. Next came Simeon, then Levi, each child born amidst the quiet hope that Jacob would finally turn to her. And then Judah, where her focus began to shift. "This time I will praise the Lord," she said, naming her child not for human love, but for divine recognition. Though unloved by her husband, Leah found purpose in motherhood. Each child was a blessing, a tangible reminder that God saw her pain, heard her cries, and valued her in ways the world could not. The house was filled with rivalry, competition, and tension, yet Leah endured, quietly weaving her life into the tapestry of God's greater plan.
As the years passed, the household of Jacob became a complex web of love, longing, and rivalry. Rachel, desperate for children, gave her maid Bilhah to Jacob, and Bilhah bore him 2 sons. Leah, determined not to be outdone, gave her maid Zilpah, who also bore 2 sons. Leah herself continued to bear children, Issachar and Zebulun, and eventually a daughter, Dinah. With each birth, Leah's life unfolded as a testament to patience and obedience, even when love from Jacob was sparse. Though she was not the favored wife, Leah's children became the pillars of Israel. Her sons, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun, each became heads of tribes, shaping the destiny of a nation. From Judah's line came King David, and generations later, the Messiah himself. Leah's unseen heart, her tears, and her endurance were the roots of God's grand design. In the quiet moments, Leah may have reflected on her life, the rejection she felt, the rivalry with Rachel, and the burden of being unloved. Yet in those same moments, she must have sensed the guiding hand of God, the divine orchestration that transformed her pain into purpose. When the time came for Jacob to leave Haran, Leah joined him with her children, each step carrying the legacy of her faith and the weight of God's blessings. Her later years were marked with fulfillment of promises she could not have imagined in her youth. Though she may have longed for human love, she had experienced the eternal love and favor of God. Leah died quietly, and her burial was in the cave of Machpelah, alongside Abraham, Sarah, Isaac, and Rebekah, a place of honor among the patriarchs. Rachel, though loved more in life, was buried elsewhere. In the end, it was Leah, whose life bore witness to God's unseen hand, whose faithfulness and obedience left a legacy that shaped history. Her story is a reminder: God sees the unseen, values the overlooked, and uses the quiet and faithful for purposes far beyond human understanding. Leah may not have been loved as she wished, but she was loved in ways that mattered eternally.
Leah's life was not marked by the love of her husband, nor by the admiration of men, but by faithfulness, patience, and obedience. She endured rejection, lived in the shadow of her sister, and carried the weight of being overlooked. Yet God saw her. Through her children, Leah became the mother of kings, leaders, and priests, leaving a legacy that shaped the nation of Israel and ultimately led to the coming of the Messiah. Her life reminds us that God's measure of worth is not the same as the world's. What may seem unnoticed or unimportant in human eyes is precious in the eyes of God. Leah teaches us that even when you feel unseen, unloved, or overlooked, God is at work. Your faithfulness, patience, and trust in Him matter. Your life has purpose even when it seems hidden. God sees every tear, hears every silent prayer, and values every act of obedience. If Leah's story touched your heart, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to The Bible Story in Black, and share it with someone who needs encouragement. Comment below, which part of Leah's story spoke to you the most? Her patience, her faith, or her legacy? Join us next time as we continue uncovering hidden treasures in the Bible, stories of people whose lives were transformed by God's unseen hand. Remember, even when the world overlooks you, God never does.